Hey guys, Steve here with Scotch and Things, and I wanted to talk to you about why Star Wars The Last Jedi ruined my life. Actually, it didn't, because guess what? I realized I'm a 42-year-old adult, and that it's just a movie, okay? We will get into some things why I think they did Star Wars wrong, but if you check out, it seems like if you're on YouTube or anywhere and you're looking at reviews, the movie is just getting blasted. It's either getting blasted or they're saying it's the greatest thing ever. Here's my take. Alright, like I said, I'm 42. I'm a lifelong Star Wars fan. I grew up in the heyday of the original movies, and they were great. And for a little boy, it was Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker, and they were fantastic movies. And then the prequels came out. And I talked to my brother and I were talking. I think what happened with the prequels is, well, they kind of sucked was George kind of maybe forgot about the story a little bit and was so, engulfed in all this new CGI stuff that his company was, could do. I think he was just trying to show off everything that, what was happening out at Skywalker Ranch and ILM. And they kind of forgot what Star Wars was about. This new one, going back to The Force Awakens, J.J. Abrams did a pretty good job, I thought. I don't think they really followed along the storyline. I know kind of Lucas sold everything off to Disney and went his own way and didn't really care anymore, but I think they could have done a better job following or telling the story of what happened to the original, Han, Luke, Leia, Chewie. I know they're trying to usher in a new group of characters for the Star Wars, and what they had always said and what Lucas has always said was Star Wars, the original Star Wars, was always going to be about the Skywalkers. And I think they might have forgotten that because they're kind of in a hurry to establish their new brand, and the originals, the OGs, the Skywalkers, were kind of pushed off to the side. Luke, a lot of people were mad. Luke wasn't in it until the very end of the movie, this and that, and now the second one comes out, The Last Jedi. And guess what? For those original fans that waited all that time to finally see Luke Skywalker, not to get any Luke Skywalker in The Force Awakens, and then to finally get your chance to see Luke in action in The Last Jedi, and Luke is a whiny little baby, that's a huge disappointment. Did it ruin my life? No. But I didn't wait this long, and a lot of other fans didn't, to watch Rian Johnson ruin a character that we all grew up with and loved. And let's face it, he did ruin him. Did he kind of come back in the end? Yeah, but let's all face it. Luke, the original Luke from the original trilogy, wouldn't go out that way. He wouldn't quit. He wouldn't, close up shop and run away to some deserted island. He'd never do that. If you pay attention, everybody thought Anakin was the chosen one. Well, in reality, Luke was the chosen one. Luke was the one who was supposed to bring balance back to the Force, and he did. He saved his father, Anakin, Darth Vader, and they ruined him in this movie. He's a hermit on an old island. Let's be honest, the scene where he milks that thing is just straight up weird and almost inappropriate for kids, I believe. I thought it was wrong. It was just straight up wrong. And Luke wouldn't go out that way. Everybody knows that Rian Johnson should have paid more attention to the original trilogy instead of trying to make his own thing. And now J.J. Abrams, poor J.J.'s got to come back in Episode 9 and try and clean this mess up. Because let's be honest, it's a mess. Now they're going to have to, there's going to be a ton of Luke Force Ghost because J.J.'s going to try and have to salvage that because the fans are furious, and that's what's going to happen. You'll see a ton of either that or he didn't die, he just disappeared or transported himself. Who knows what they'll do. I just think it's sad that Disney has really destroyed this franchise that people grew up and loved. I mean, let's be honest, I don't want to say I'm obsessed by it, but for my entire life I have cared about Star Wars. You know, I used to do all the collecting. It's funny, I was a hardcore collector. I wanted all the figures and stuff like that, and then I either gave them to my nephews or sold them because I realized I'm an adult. They're still cool. Toys are cool. I really wish I would have, you know, had a couple ships or something to, you know, hang from the ceiling, kind of decorate still. But I realized it was just kind of like, hey, I'm tying money up into toys. What I get enjoyment out now is just watching the movies. Watching the movies, I just really enjoy them. It's a family thing. I can let my kids watch them. They're kind of getting, you know, I've got all girls, so they don't get as excited as maybe some boys would. But there's plenty. Let's be honest. There's plenty of girls out there that absolutely love Star Wars. Sorry, I don't want to get off topic. Let's just talk about The Last Jedi some more. I just want to kind of wrap it up, make a quick video on just, you know, was the movie okay? Yeah, it was entertaining. You know, did they have their chance? Like, look, Carrie Fisher is dead. They said they weren't going to bring her back in episode 9, and then they have her floating through space. Didn't know that was even a Force thing. I mean, I just really think Rian Johnson was out of his depth. You know, I think for this kind of franchise, this kind of legacy movie, you really kind of have to have a pedigree maybe, and maybe they need to bring you in and be like, hey, what's your vision? Oh, that's it? No, that's stupid. Do you even watch the movies? Have you seen any of them? Maybe that kind of thing. They need Lucasfilm, you know, which is now owned by Disney. They need to do a better job about protecting the legacy, because it's a movie that meant a lot to people, and it is, let's be honest, it's just a movie. But don't ruin the originals, and don't ruin the original characters in these later movies by just making them absolute idiots. Or you're in such a rush to get your own thing out there, your new thing, that you're going to take away 40 years, you know, of people's their thoughts and what they've dreamt these characters would become, just so you could push your own agenda. So, was the movie watchable? Yeah. But I think it does a disservice to Star Wars and Star Wars fans and the Star Wars legacy, to be honest. So let me know what you guys think. I know there's 1,000. I mean, there's channels dedicated to just Star Wars, and it was kind of a letdown because as a Star Wars fan, killing time, I would watch some of these channels. Check out like Mike Zero, some of these other Star Wars theory. They're great YouTube channels, and that's what they do. They just kind of speculate on Star Wars stuff. And like Snoke was another big disappointment. There was this huge build-up to Snoke, and don't get me started on some of these other characters and whatever. It's just my little rant. I thought I'd kind of, as you know, the movie's fresh in my head, I'd kind of just vent about it, but I don't know what to say. Go watch it for yourself. It's an entertaining movie, and that's all it is. It doesn't even, I almost wish they'd, in episode 9, maybe Luke wakes up and it's a dream and they're going to start all over. Maybe J.J. Abrams can save this steaming pile of crap that it's become, but that's just my one lifelong fan's opinion. But like I said, check out those other guys' channels because they do a lot better job. That's what they do. Me, I'm a guy who builds grain bins and in the wintertime makes a bunch of videos shooting guns and stuff like that. So let me know what you think. Talk to you guys later. Bye.